Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Alyssa Violet and Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield. Now, as you're aware, or maybe you're not, we talked about this a few days ago, but basically Alyssa Violet, who was the one who dated Jake Paul, was very big a couple years ago, made a TikTok, and it was basically calling Tana Mongeau out. Now, Tana Mongeau had made a TikTok, and it wasn't that deep at all, and it was basically poking fun at the fact that Jason Nash is begging for money on TikTok. Oh, by the way, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, 68% of people that watch my video in the last couple of weeks are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. So if you look and it's not subscribed right now, I'll be here every day, so please consider it. Okay, so Tana Mongeau had made a TikTok basically talking about Jason Nash begging for money on TikTok, which he literally is, by the way. She was basically like, if you're feeling bad, just think you're not Jason Nash begging for money. And which is true. Jason Nash will literally sit on TikTok for hours a day, and he doesn't do any entertainment. He doesn't do any creator stuff. He'll just be like, give more gifts, more coconuts, more coconuts, more coconuts. And it would be like giving him $50 or something like that. And it's just really weird considering most of his audience are probably very young because they've followed over from the Vlog Squad days. And by the way, that is not a respectable job. Begging for money on TikTok Live, that is open to criticism / jokes. Specifically because with, I was going to say Donald Trump, my God, because Donald Trump begging for fucking gifts on TikTok Live. I wouldn't be surprised these days. But basically Jason Nash made Tana Mongeau very uncomfortable when she was really young. We have videos of Tana in the Vlog Squad when she is very young, like 18 or 19 years old. And David Dobrik is filming her and Jason, and we find out that Jason tried to kiss her in the changing room when she was 19 because he thought it was the right moment, and he was really creepy towards her. He kept pushing for Trisha and Tana to have a threesome with him, a three-way with him. He was very awkward. He put Tana in these awkward positions, so she has every right to make fun of the fact that her career is thriving and his isn't anymore. And also the same goes for Trisha. Jason made her life hell, and I'm sure she made his life hell. And he really rode on the fact that he had the David clout. Now he doesn't have it, and these women have way better and more successful careers than what he once had. So bravo and hats off to them. Now, Alyssa comes into this because she had made the TikTok, and she was basically calling Tana out for bullying. She was calling Tana and Brooke out for bullying Jason Nash. Isn't that a crazy thing considering how much Jason Nash has put women through? Isn't that a crazy thing? So anyways, then Alyssa started deleting her videos, and then she started posting more ones being like, wow, it's crazy that the internet just condones or allows bullying these days. Y'all are coming for me for defending someone. It's like, you're defending Jason Nash. You're going on that hill for what? Jason Nash? Please, Alyssa. So anyways, on the newest episode of Cancelled, they are talking about it. And yeah, let's talk about it. I'm going to be in LA next week, and I fucking love nothing more than to sit on that couch. Anyways, let's get to it.
Let's talk about it.
Well, first of all, I decided that I would begin this segment with a bit of spoken word.
You wrote a poem.
Brooke looks gorgeous. So is Tana.
Really inspired by Jake Shane.
Of course, as we all are.
And I really like how he writes poems to airlines, like when they lose his luggage and grid post them. I think it's the most beautiful usage of social media I've ever fucking seen in my
I
entire
do
life.
agree. He is an innovator.
And he wrote a poem about the Paris airport that I happened to stumble across on his Instagram.
Right.
And I've not been able to really get my words together for this whole Alyssa Violet, Jason Nash situation. So I decided that I will begin discussing this with a bit of spoken word.
Okay, lay it on me.
I also wrote,
and that's so beautiful,
the Avatar porn, so it might all be bad.
What were you on?
I don't know, dude. I had the scaries. Okay, I'm writing poetry and fucking the Avatar. Why? I could go to bed, take a sequel. Let me sleep. I'm crying. And I don't know if it's happy or sad. God, Alyssa, why did you do this? Alyssa. What are we going to do? You've caused us a big mess with your mean girl stew. Alternate line. I think that it's time to put down the cauldron and broom. Okay.
She's a witch.
All of this mess just so you can use David's pool.
Oh.
You came at me for shame.
Which also is very true because Alyssa was hanging out with David Dobrik right before she went on the defense of Jason Nash, which again just further proves that anyone who is in David Dobrik's circle will just like blindly defend anything to do with him on social media. And Jason Nash is his own thing. Alyssa, stay out of it. Stay out of it, girl.
But then said I sell my whole.
Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, so Alyssa, my mother's texting me. Hold on. She just said, ha 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 ha. Don't know what that's in connotation to because I sent her a lot of texts. That's also something to note. Alyssa literally did shame Tana as well. And she went on the defense saying that she didn't shame Tana. But she basically was like, not all of us can you know, do OnlyFans. Or not all of us can like sell, whatever she said, right? And it's like, you're defending someone who's just begging for money. So she was shaming Tana, and it comes across as very mean girl jealousy behavior. And I hate to be like, oh, if they make fun of you, they're jealous, because it's so like what we're told when we're kids. But it definitely comes across as like Alyssa Violet is not popular anymore, and Tana is. So.
But if it weren't for Marshmallow, you'd be on a pole. Oh. Dying on a hill for Jason fucking Nash. I suggest you shut your trap before you're both doing DoorDash. You are no stranger to being rude to a waiter or going on a smear campaign. Remember when you used Depop to incite Paige Loren's shame. Alyssa, you've
Dumb ass poem.
mess. But I guess anything to sell that pink dress.
Now, if you didn't know the lore, basically Alyssa sells her clothes on Depop, and instead of being like perfect condition, like this is what the dress looks like, she will write captions about like things that happened to her in those dresses, and Brooke made fun of it, and then Alyssa came for Brooke for making fun of that. Alyssa, if you're gonna start making fun of people, it's open fire season. Like, we can all do it together.
Honestly, you, first of all, you could get that published somewhere.
If Gabby Hanna can get her poetry published,
Beautiful.
Edgar Allan
really
Poe.
that was really special. That was up there. That was up there with Without You by Tana Mongeau.
But my
is anyone else's TikTok for you page being like all these old tour videos of Tana? Mama was rolling when she was on that tour and lip syncing along to those songs. Oh my god, it's my entire For You page is filled with it. Anyone else have a similar For You page to me? I would love to show you my For You page.
Your
people are
whole
saying
Mugurasi
myself.
into that poem.
Fucking kill myself.
But you know what I especially liked about your poem is the usage of mess multiple times, because she included that word in my MLA formatted message. Message.
If you will.
Should I talk about that, or do you have more? You go ahead and say your piece before I say mine.
I didn't want to do this. Like, again, I want 2 fucking weeks off, like, so bad, from just, like, I want to talk about fucking flowers and butterflies and rainbows. You put me in a corner, okay, Alyssa? And nobody...
Alyssa started this as well, and then runs hiding.
Corner.
Like, just, oh my God, okay? For my first point of all of this is, like, I don't think bullying is okay and great, right? Like, I don't think being mean to people who don't deserve it or joking around at people.
Here's my thing as well. Alyssa ran with this like bullying narrative, but can we normalize not liking people? Can we normalize holding a grudge? Can we normalize calling people out? Can we normalize, if people have done us bad, being able to make fun of them and it's not under the guise of bullying? Sorry, why is everyone keeping up this we're all holier than holy act? It's not true. And for Alyssa to do that as well, who has been said as Hollywood's mean girl influencer for ages, it's always those ones that are the fucking meanest, by the way. Think back on your life, the meanest people you've ever met. They're like, they act so fucking holier than holy. Fuck out of here. Be honest.
Like the nicest, greatest thing in the world, okay?
Of course not.
But here's what I will say, and I die on this hill. If it's fucking funny, I'm gonna fucking laugh at it. And no one is taking that away from me, and I mean that in every single case scenario, okay?
We're comedians.
And it's like, you're lying to yourself if you don't think this fucking shit is funny, okay? And so she goes on this whole TikTok rampage saying, first of all, I came for a girl in a tree, okay?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Was dying on this hill, a peaceful fucking girl in a tree, okay? And I'm gonna insert the TikTok, right? Okay?
But
I've
this
been
girl-
noticing a trend of women posting themselves in nature, right?
But basically, obviously,
Oh my God, I saw this TikTok as well. This popped up on my For You page. So basically, it's like this like really nice song playing in the background, like this really peaceful song. And the caption goes, "Did you hear the drama about," and then it cuts to her being like, "Nope," or like, "I don't care," or something. And it's basically a TikTok about you don't need to be in people's business. You don't need to be, talking about drama. You don't need drama to exist or whatever. And it's like, can y'all lighten the fuck up? Oh my God. I saw this TikTok on my For You page and all the comments were people being like, life is so much more blissful when you're not involved in drama. Life is so much blissful when you just focus on yourself. Are y'all not bored of pretending? But I saw that Tana had commented, or she had reposted it in some capacity, like talking about it. And I was like, yes! Why is everyone, like the meanest people you'll ever meet will be making TikToks like this. The meanest person you'll ever meet will comment on this being like, oh, so true. Y'all is fake as fuck. You can call me mean. If anything, I'm fucking honest. At least I'm putting everything out there. Y'all bitches are hiding behind niceness. Not me. Not me.
you're shaming people who are in on the drama because it's like, oh, I'm so above this. I'm
Yeah,
laying in
OMG,
the
did you
I'm
hear
laying
about
in
the
the grass,
drama?
and it's so unimportant.
OMG,
But it's like,
did you hear about the drama? No, red heart. Look at these trees. You're on TikTok making that TikTok from the tree. How the fuck are you going to say, did you not hear about the drama when you're following 800 influencers? Like, I went to her page.
and how did you know that there was drama? Huh? From the grass. Also,
You're not
if-
just...
Not from the grass, but yeah, I'm so glad that other people were irritated at this, because when I saw those comments agreeing with that TikTok, I went, y'all are fake as fuck. Fake as fuck.
tree. You're making a TikTok in a tree. It's funny to make fun of.
Yeah,
you're
you're
not better
on
than
your-
everyone else.
You're on your iPhone. It's like that whole thing. It's like you don't get an award for watching less TV. Like, get the fuck over yourself. No shade.
about
No
radiation.
shade to that girl. Like, it's like I get honestly. Like, I probably like that TikTok because I was probably like, you know what? I wish I was in a tree instead of making a 14-part
If the
series.
narrative was like, I'm enjoying myself in a tree, I would have never made fun.
The TikTok was basically shaming people that were in any way interested in drama. Sorry. Let me say something. When you meet up with friends, what do? Update each other on your lives. Sometimes what do you focus on more if there's a drama happening? It's human nature. Life is not roses. What's the fucking Sound of Music song? Do 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 do. These are a few of my favorite. Like, fuck off. Like, oh my god. I have met a couple people in my life who keep up this like gauge of like, I'm not a part of, drama, or like, if I hear something about someone, like, I don't want to be involved. And then like a couple months later when I get to know them, I'm like, wow, you're the meanest person I've ever met in my entire life. You know who I like hanging out with? People who are fucking honest. So I'm so glad that this bothered them as well. I'm like, y'all are annoying.
The narrative was, I'm better than you because I'm enjoying myself.
Correct.
Okay?
It's like, I don't need my phone to have entertainment, or I don't need my phone to be entertained. It's like, fuck you. Again, you're filming this on your phone.
And so here we are again. If it's funny, I'm going to laugh at it. I don't know why I'm going full social justice warrior over here, but it's like, if someone can make something like that, like the stitch that I made to that is warranted, in my opinion, and you can't convince me otherwise, right?
I think so too.
And now we're going to talk about Jason Nash, okay? And I've done everything in my power to never have a serious, like real serious conversation about Jason Nash, right? Trisha and I have dabbled, okay? Here's the thing. For everything Jason Nash has done, he is lucky that the main focus is his problem with panhandling for those cowboy hats, okay? I went back the other day for the very first time ever in my life, and watched these videos of Jason and I when I've been 18 for a week, right? And he's trying to kiss me. And again, I also lived that. Like, I will never forget being in that dressing room with Jason Nash and he's trying to kiss me, and I'm like, what the fuck has my life come to, right?
Right.
This is not what I signed up for the vlogs, Mr. fucking black hat giggle guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, on top of that, just the way he was to Trisha, I don't have to sit here and go in on that at bullet point list. Either you know and you care, or you don't know and you don't care, right?
I think she personally, honestly, doesn't even want to be tied to him ever again. So let's just
100%
leave her out of it
understandably so.
altogether.
It's just, when you go back and you see all of that content that lives forever, it's disgusting. Therefore, now watching him, you know, Oscar said this on Trisha's podcast. He made a lot of money through David Dobrik and blew so much of it on narcissistic passion projects like short films and comedy
shows
central
and
fucking shows and whatever. And seeing the trajectory of his career and financial state turn into panhandling on live is hilarious. And for his defense, like, Alyssa had the fucking gall and wherewithal to say, like, he's just trying to make an honest living.
No, an honest living is getting a normal job. It's not, there's no shame in having a normal job. Who cares if you were once a very successful influencer?
Also, that terminology from Alyssa kind of feeds into he's making an honest living and like about him not going and getting a regular job. And like that feeds into the narrative even more of it being negative.
And if you think, he said, and I quote on a podcast with Zach Justice, he said,
He would rather kill himself or something.
embarrassing, essentially. I'm so sorry. I would rather see you sell Align leggings every single time than whatever the fuck that Galaxy bullshit is. Okay?
It just, yeah. And how, what shade to like somebody who works at Lululemon? Like that's so embarrassing.
Like you're above them.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
speaking like you're
you are
above other
them.
people.
And the reason the Jason Nash thing is funny to call out is for how much he used power over people like Tana, and Tana can now have a better career than him and speak up on it, but also how condescending Jason Nash has been towards the regular day-to-day person who works a regular-ass job. And then what? Your job is now begging people to send you money online? You deserve to be made fun of.
Yeah.
And it's like, so where is this humble? Like, I don't care if I have to be the one. It's fucking hilarious. Every single time I've opened the TikTok app for the last 6 months, 4 finger movements, and he's there with the cowboy hat, bro.
Also,
have you seen your kids grow? Like, have you know what I mean? It's fucking hilarious, and you will not convince me otherwise.
And I mean, there's something to be said about the fact that he still lives in like a nice house in Hollywood. He has a very nice lifestyle. I just saw him front row at the Noah Kahn concert. Like, he's doing just fine, okay? At the expense of all these like little fucking 10-year-old kids who are using their mom's money to buy him a cowboy hat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His lavish lifestyle isn't sad. So if that's how he's making the money, I'm gonna make fun of it, okay? Like,
Yeah, in a lighthearted way too. It's not like you came on and you just like ripped him apart.
I
It was
didn't come on and
literally
say
just-
he tried to assault me in a dressing room when I was 18. He was
Which you
fucking
could have.
74. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, if that's all I'm saying, I think he's getting off pretty scot-free. You know
agree.
what I mean? Here's the thing, as well. If I thought Alyssa Violet was a tree-hugging, peacekeeping, Bible-thumping, fucking kind woman who really just cared about the best interest of other people, it wouldn't enrage me as much as it does. Here's the thing. You want to use David Dobrik's pool, and I mean that with my whole fucking chest.
What's wrong with Marshmallow's pool? Is he gone? I'm wondering. I'll call him.
And don't even allow me to comment on that. You want to use David's pool or kick it with David and Natalie, and that's your side, okay? And like Moses said, it's like you've drank the Kool-Aid, dude. Like, I side with Jeff, and you know that. So we already have an opposing side there, right? Like, I side with Jeff in the whole David situation, already right there, okay? Then we make a podcast mentioning one of her best friends, Tessa Brooks, and an altercation that happens. Listen, I will say Tessa Brooks can live, okay? Like, I want to bury it.
You keep going.
And now you feel the need to defend Jason because you're drinking that Kool-Aid and Tessa because you're dying on that hill, and you come online.
No, she's not she used it. She saw the opportunity and she said, oh my God, this is enough of a reason to do something that she already wanted to do, which was make a video slandering you, thinking that she was going to get a bunch of people to rally behind her because you are somebody who is controversial on the internet and has a lot of people who like maybe don't like you sometimes.
And then we haven't even gotten to the video itself.
Let's get to the video itself.
You're sitting in a car, clearly with someone else. Like turning and laughing, like trying to laugh at me. Like it's giving it's giving Regina and fucking Katie are in the car and like, we're gonna make a fucking TikTok about Tiana. She's such a fucking dumb slut. Am I right?
And then that making fun of Tana for doing OnlyFans as well further fed into actually the mean girl bully out of anyone was Alyssa, who unprovokingly shamed Tana. So actually, who started this? Alyssa.
Yeah, right? Suck me, okay? She makes this video, and her entire thing is that I'm just this evil fucking bully who's shaming everyone, but God forbid accountability and other people might just also fucking suck, right? And then in the video,
I think that's also something that happens here. People hone in on people who've been cancelled before and kind of use it to their advantage to come against people. So Alyssa is using Tana being a cancelled figure to kind of rally, like Brooke said, people behind her because it's an easy target. However, it completely backfired because it was completely unprovoked. And her mean girl side came out.
Sell my butthole on old. First of all, I never have. Second of all, I'm gonna now out of spite, okay? Third of all, what the fuck? Where do you get off? Where do you get off?
I am going to make merch with Tana's asshole and Alyssa's face on the same fucking shirt. Honest to God, what? Like that's the most shameful thing in the world.
Here's
like,
what I'm going to say.
How about this? How isn't that how a lot of people are making an honest living and how they're supporting their children? Fuck you, stupid idiot.
Do you know how many times I've been out with Alyssa Violet and she's asked me if she should start an OnlyFans if I can help her because she has no fucking money? And then you're gonna come online and shame me?
That's what I heard.
You know how many times I've literally, the last time I was with her was at Barley's. Like, and she's fucking jaw swinging, asking me about fans. You wanted to do it. You're just mad because you wouldn't succeed at it because you fucking flopped.
Maybe she should get back into diss tracks.
And that's what
that was also an honest living, right?
The highest moment of your career was being so wildly negative to someone else. And here's the thing. I have always genuinely thought, and here's the thing as well, when all this started happening, I woke up to like 15 texts from influencers, people like with lots and lots of followers, begging to come sit on this podcast and do a testimonial of a time that Alyssa Violet was horrible to them, okay?
Ironically, it has been a thing behind the scenes for a while that Alyssa has been known as the mean girl, which again feeds into exactly what I'm saying. Who is going to preach kindness and love and loyalty the most? The biggest bitch you've ever met. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. I just wish people were more on. I have the same shoes that Brooke has. I have those. Anyway, like, why would you not just be honest? Like, why is there a level of character that just has to be like you're playing someone else? Like, it doesn't make me like you more if you're cosplaying as a nice person. If anything, I would like you if you were just honest. Are you a bitch? Tell me. We can work it out on the remix. Like...
And I might do it for the Patreon. I might have a whole fucking episode where we circle people coming in and telling their stories. The amount of stories I've heard in the last week, it is a collective agreement that she is one of the meanest girls in LA. You and
I just told her.
You'll get into your piece on that, okay? You know what I mean? But here's where I stood at one point, right? She had her whole moment with Jake Paul, and then so did I. And I was in this place where I was like...
Blast from the past, if anyone remembers when we covered the Shane Dawson Jake Paul series, she was a member of it. Did we have any idea who she was? Nope.
The world would want us to hate each other. It would feed into that, like letting... I don't want to say letting a man win because Jake never wanted us to hate each other, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to, like, rise above that and say, like, look, even though that we shared these similar interests and whatever, like...
The similar interest being Jake Paul.
To hate each other, here we are as friends, right? And I do love Lele, and like Lele's very close with Alyssa, so a lot of Lele shit I would go to, Alyssa would be there, and I
Lele Pons.
just do my best.
The wildly unfunny.
And you know me, I'm very like friendly. Like I would do my best to be like really friendly with this girl and post photos and hang out and talk, but I always felt like she didn't really fucking like me. And eventually, I mean, obviously this proves the point. Like, I don't know if she really likes anyone other than her close friends that she can keep for a couple years, right?
Well, I mean, she cycles through friends like she cycles through hair color. Like she is.
And it's like, I tried my best. You never wanted to like me, and this is your like final excuse. And don't even get me started on the Jake shit.
I also think there is a phenomenon of people wanting to call someone out or wanting to have a reason to hate people, and then they're given an like a really small one, and they take it, and then because it was so small, they end up fucking themselves over in the long run.
Like, you just want it and this is murky water because it's like, I always want to like ride for the woman in every situation, but I know for a fact so much shit she said in that like hit piece towards him wasn't true. And it's like you just wanted to go date Banks.
That's what bothered me so much about the whole like Ricky Banks situation or whatever it was. Like, I don't know, like the Paige Lorenz like whole Depop thing that she did. I'm like, all of this over Ricky Banks. Like, no offense, Ricky Banks, but like
I love Ricky Banks. I mean,
but
do,
you know what I mean?
but-
Like, it's like somebody who's not known for being a loyal guy, but you're gonna shame some random girl that you literally don't
have
even
never
know.
met. That's the thing.
And I don't even know if that's the guy they were talking about. That's just what I assume. But
it's just like you bullied Paige Lorenz on Depop, which is the craziest Mad Lib of a sentence ever. I hate
out
2024.
of nowhere,
You don't know her.
She was sitting bored on her couch, checking her fucking.
What's the difference between Girl in Tree and Paige Lorenz Pink Depop Gate? I can't.
There isn't.
Oh, think that's almost kind of worse, right?
There is no difference. So she sends me this long DM. I don't know if you want me to read it in full. It's really not necessary, but it basically says, first line, yo, I don't really know you.
Why was she calling me dog in our text, DAWG? And I was like, okay.
So again, the woman who started all of this now is like just continuing the beef in DMs with people. It's like you've caused a situation yourself, and now you're being even worse behind the scenes. But yet publicly on your TikTok, you're like, okay, I deleted the videos. All I wanted to say was that bullying isn't okay. It's like, girl, please. Please.
Hey, Central C.
Yo, I don't really know you.
Which is also bullshit.
Already offended. Alyssa Violet, I have met you at least 150 fucking times. I have spent hours with you. We have so many mutual friends. I have gone to birthday dinners with you. I have been around you in so many ways. You want to know why you don't remember me? Because for a long time, I didn't have any followers or clout, okay? And you know, when you started noticing me and maybe saying hi here and there, as soon as this podcast started blowing up, and I will never forget that. I noticed that about people. I will never forget.
And every time
those
you've
people.
ever talked about people only coming around to you or showing you the time of day once this podcast started to take off, it was kind of in reference to Alyssa Violet.
It was always in I'm so particular about that because I keep those people in the back of my mind always, because if you treated me one way before I had canceled podcasts and you treat me a different way afterward, listen, that's literally deeply ingrained in my memory, okay? Doesn't matter. She goes on to say that your most recent TikTok is not an accurate description of my Depop caption, okay? It's so easy, you could have just Googled it. That's what she said. She said, I never called Paige Lorenz a whore, nor did I say she was trying to steal my man. This is why podcasts and TikToks are so toxic and dangerous, because they spread misinformation like what?
But isn't her TikTok as well that she made the same? Toxic? She was shaming Tana for doing OnlyFans, which again isn't honest living, right, Alyssa?
Made a diss track with Rice Gum. 10 million views.
The entire point I made with Tana was to
It
not
went
support...
platinum. Sorry.
The entire point I made with Tana was to not support cyberbullying. Then everybody made it about Jason Nash, which was not my point. Like I told Tana earlier, I cannot wrap my head around how some people use this platform we were given to spread constant...
Platform we were given to spread... Girls, shut up!
Targeted, incessant hate toward others.
Shut up!
Alyssa, be so fucking for real. Let me keep going.
I'm loving your addressing to camera, though.
The page comment was just a silly story on a Depop caption. It was just a silly story on a Depop caption. And it wasn't constant target and bullying videos towards somebody trying to make extra cash. Again, misinformation that you're spreading with your video. So I went ahead and screenshotted the Depop caption to send to her, just so that she knew I actually wasn't that wrong at all. This was the caption in question. Pink tight dress, super snatched, makes your waist look tiny. I wore to a party with my situationship in 2021, and it was a weird mini rave, and this girl came up to me and said she loved me, and she thought I was super cool. She told me she followed me for years and wanted to be just like me. Then she followed me all around the party all night like a stalker, and my friends thought that she was sketchy, but I gave her a chance. Then she pulled me aside and said, by the way.
On Depop, you're talking shit, but you're saying that you're not the one that's toxic? On Depop! That's like starting drama on Pinterest.
I hooked up with your ex. Can we still be friends? And I walked away. That girl was Paige Lorenz, first and last name she used.
This is all in Depop to sell a pink dress.
On Depop to sell a pink dress for fucking $50. Alyssa, you don't have $50. You have fucking 13 million followers.
You better
don't have
get
$15.
online with your
Get
or
a
maybe
fucking...
you should sell your butthole, like you asked me to.
Anyway, my situationship said my waist looked snatched and the dress was... But, like, that was nice. Doesn't matter. That was the caption, so I went ahead and sent that to her. because I thought she might like to see it since she said that I was clearly misinformed. She said, yes, thank you. My point proven. And I'll spare you the millions of voice memos she sent back and forth. But basically, I was like, no offense. I don't care if you didn't call her a whore or a boyfriend stealer. You deliberately
First and last name as well.
malicious caption out of fucking thin air for no fucking reason.
On
Specifically
Depop.
on Depop of all places, bitch. I'm like, talk about trying to make a quick dollar, okay? And you're gonna try to say that you hate cyberbullying.
So above it.
And the thing is, Paige Lorenz is another person who's kind of like you, Tana, where a lot of people on the internet rally behind, like they just hate her. Okay, it's a thing. It's like there's a lot of people against her, so I think that it was like kind of targeted specifically to her because she knew that she could get people to rally behind her.
And that shit also went viral. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, and it went. You knew what you were doing, and it went viral.
And so we were sending all these voice memos back and forth, whatever. She says, what's your number? And she calls me. And I'm really nice to her on the phone. I'm like, listen, I don't mean to like, because I had made a TikTok and I was like, Alyssa, weren't you the one who did this Depop thing? Like, calls coming from inside the house situation. It wasn't even mean. It was just like, listen.
And the thing was as well, Tana and Brooke's videos were going so much more viral than Alyssa's. So she started it and then couldn't handle the fact that the general public were not on her side. It's not fucking 2016 anymore. No one knows who you are.
Like, you're a bully. Let's not call out other bullies. Okay? She calls me.
Non-bullies.
She calls me and she mentions, like, you know what? Like, she did this to Jason. It wasn't even supposed to be about Jason. I didn't know anything about that Jason situation. I'm like, okay, well, another point I should make. If you don't know anything about a situation, then why the fuck are you commenting on it?
And yes, you do. She was like saying, like, if you guys don't, like Tana and Trisha, like, if you're on that side, like, if you didn't know anything about the Jason situation, how would you know that that side exists?
It's not adding up, Alyssa, but I'm like, I don't know, hopefully your fucking Depop money is. Then she goes on to mention that she was writing for Tessa Brooks. And I mentioned to her, listen to me, and this I want to go on record and say, Tessa Brooks is one of my close friends. I love Tessa Brooks, okay? I was put in like a kind of interesting situation with that Paige story because it's like Paige is my best friend, okay? So when she's sitting here telling me a story, I don't want to invalidate her story, but I also don't want to like be like
smear campaign Tessa.
Yeah, smear campaign Tessa. So it was just like an awkward situation for me. I don't even know if I like how I handled it. I didn't know what to do in that situation, and I felt bad for both parties. I felt bad for like, you know, dismissing Paige. I felt bad for condemning Tessa. It was just strange. And I've since apologized to Tessa because it's like I don't want to have beef with Tessa. I've been friends with her for a long time. Whatever. So I told Alyssa that. That doesn't matter. And then basically she asks me if I can delete the video. Can you delete the video? I go, if you really need me to delete the video, I'll delete the video. Oh, no. But first she says, you know that your video is getting a lot of attention just because people are watching your Clinton Kane series.
Which is so fucking condescending and so fucking rude. And it's like, no, Alyssa, people are able to get views in 2024. Like, you might not, but to basically say that the only reason Brooke is getting that is so fucking condescending and so fucking rude. And then to be like, can you delete your video on me? Girl, who do you think you are?
I want to go on record and say, Alyssa, I have been getting so many views, so many more views than you for so long before my 14-part series about Clinton Kane. It is actually ridiculous, okay?
Also, Brooke and Tana have been selling out theaters around America long before the Clinton series, so don't really know where that's coming from.
For you to assume
That's
that
exactly what I mean, though. Like, her entire demeanor has always been talking down to people. Amari was telling me how, like, the 35th time he'd hung out with her and me, like, all night. For a while, she tried to treat him like he was a waiter.
Literally.
A waiter. Amari Stewart.
Tana, I can't tell you how many times I remember specifically I'm in like a suite with her at Caesar's Palace. She doesn't fucking say a word to me. I've met her 1,000 times. We'll be standing in a circle of 3 people and she won't look in my eyes. I know who you are.
And it's always been that. Like, anytime I've ever been with Alyssa, like even like Lele's wedding, it's like she wants to sit in the corner and talk shit about everyone else and laugh at other people's looks and their whatever. And it's like,
She is,
like
and
I had
know
to get
of-
away. I was like
I
watching
can
the
name-
UFC fights
I
instead.
can name 10 girls off the top of my head who have horrible experiences with Alyssa Violet. That's just the facts, okay? But I would never talk numbers. I don't give a fuck about views or whatever it is. But you're not going to tell me that the reason people are watching my video about you is because I'm having a viral moment because I exposed somebody else, because I'm also this big bully, okay? So I set her straight on that, and I said, you know what, if you need me to delete it, I will. But then, you know what, I thought about it, and I said, actually, I'm not going to delete that video. This is what happened. I go, listen, I fear it may have to be a follow-up. I'm not deleting my video because I mean what I said. But if you want me to clear up that you didn't say the words dirty whore or stole my boyfriend, I will. So I made kind of like a backhanded video, like a follow-up, being like, sorry guys, Alyssa actually didn't say dirty whore. Like it was like kind of satirical. It was funny. Whatever. And she says, you can defend Tana, but also say I spoke with Alyssa and she had good intentions. It was a pile.
Again, this is literally like Alyssa trying to control the narrative behind the scenes. Alyssa is telling Brooke, you need to make a TikTok saying, I know her intentions were great. And it's like, you're saying this about yourself.
Clip of negative videos, and she just happened to choose the Jason one to respond to.
You never had good
She's telling me-
intentions.
she's telling me straight up, but also on the phone, she's saying, if you want me to come on the podcast and clear it up, I'm like, respectfully, we have only the most elite of talent on
No
the
one else
canceled
will come on.
podcast.
It's just Trisha Paytas.
And she's just, she's texting me, who cares, whatever. I go on Just Trish yesterday or day before yesterday, and I say my piece. I say, listen, I don't think this is a nice girl. I don't think that what she did to Paige was nice. I don't think that she's the one to call out anyone for being mean, because I've had personal experiences with her being mean. I've seen her be mean to other people. I know that she can't keep a friend. That's just the vibes. She texted me yesterday and
And that's
said,
what I'm saying. If it was like Nara Smith calling me out, like I'd go look in the mirror. You know, like you're mean.
this is what she says, Tana. Girl,
God, she has a lot. Well, I guess she's not booked and busy anymore, but she has a lot of time to fucking fight, doesn't she, behind the scenes? But then Miss Perfect online.
so messy. I just saw a clip from Trisha's podcast, and I am so sad. I thought we had a good talk, and you said you understood my point. I did understand her point, okay? That we aren't supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was...
We're not.
Well, of course. Well, this is the thing. That is the point. We're not supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was, you are a cyberbully. You're a cyberbully. Anyway...
Remember that movie?
She said, you completely 180'd with what you told me originally. It's very disappointing. Also, you made up a few...
I can't get the cap off. I love that movie.
lies about me out of nowhere. It was interesting. I distinctly remember how we spoke on spreading misinformation, fabrication can be damaging and harmful, and you agreed. Yet you completely.
You said I saw my hole. I don't.
But, well, that's what she's talking about. She's talking about how I said that she had inquired about OnlyFans to you.
David's pool isn't even that great either. Like I'm sure the YMCA downtown
She
honestly
said-
has the same pack.
This is what got me really bad, Tana. She said, I understand you have to publicly defend your co-host who gave you your career, but to throw me under the bus after you privately told me something so different is wild. I sincerely hope these paychecks are worth your morality, girl. Unfortunately, there's a reason nobody wants to come on the podcast, and this is a huge part. Actually, Alyssa, you want to come on the podcast. You asked me yesterday, you fucking weird bitch. Sorry. Anyway, I said, Alyssa, be so fucking for real. I said, you called me and you said your piece. We had a very condescending conversation, and I told you straight up that I stood behind my video, and I'm sorry that I got the words wrong and you didn't call her a whore. That's the truth. I said, I think you are mean. I think you are mean, and I think that you're dismissive, and I think that you made that video about Tana with complete deliberate intention to get her hate. Messy is coming out of a social media break just to condemn Tana in defense of Jason Nash of all people. I said, bless your heart, messy is not the word. And I said, I reached out to Tessa because I do love and I respect her, but you've been rude to me 100 out of 100 times I've met you, and you called me to delete a video just because you knew it was getting tractions, in your words, just because I'm having a viral moment. So you reap what you sow. I said, be
I
nice.
love you reap what you sow.
Be nice, and people would be nice. And I don't even know if I want to read her MLA formatted fucking novel. But
Poor grammar, by the way. I read it today. It's like you got bigger fish to fry.
it's up to you.
Comma,
I
period.
don't even know. It's really not worth it, but it's like, it's just fucking stupid. And I finally sent her a voice memo where I told her, I was like, listen, what you're not going to tell me is that I'm defending Tana because she gave me a career. I'm defending Tana because I hate that people come for you on the internet because you feel like an easy target because they know that they can get people to rally behind them. But now's not the time. now's literally not the time.
I also think
you
it's
are
like-
so in such a different era of your life right now. You're so, in my opinion, unproblematic, and you haven't done anything wrong to people. And if anything, people have done you so wrong recently that it's like, it's not even, it's fucking, you know what? Kick rocks, Alyssa.
I think it's like I'm finally at this point where it's like I see the world very clearly. And I can see where I've done wrong, and I can see where others have done wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm the be all end all with the gavel who makes the decisions. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to just sit back and watch this narrative where women call out people, more importantly men, but people in general, who have done them wrong, and they're the bad guy. They're the bully, they're the toxic, they're the whatever. Like, no, it just absolutely not. And
was anybody condemning her when she made that huge video about Jake Paul and how wrong he did her? No, everybody got behind her because they, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's like, and then even just on the note of like Girl and Tree, again, if funny, I laugh.
Okay, we will leave it there, but here is my thing. We see this often where old generation influencers will do something to the new generation influencers. And by the way, I'm aware that Alyssa and Tana are the same generation, but I mean just in terms of them having the podcast and Alyssa having Depop, I don't fucking know. That they will be so jealous and so bitter that they'll wait for an in, they'll use the in, and then it'll backfire because everyone knows that it's coming from a place of spite and bitterness. And I just cannot believe that Alyssa commented on a situation, got it so wrong because of the history between Tana and Jason, and then goes, oh, well, I didn't know the history. Why are you coming at me? Don't fucking speak on it then. Don't fucking speak on it. Muckers, let me know your opinion of this. I absolutely love how both of them have handled this because they've handled it publicly in such a making fun of Alyssa way, and then privately are just like speaking to her straight. But damn, what a condescending woman Alyssa is. Muckers, let's talk about this down below. I appreciate you being here, and goodbye.